That's it. Everything's crazy. I can't do it anymore. I can't collect another Mat Relic. No, Winslow! I must sleep and never collect another Mat Relic again. Bah humbug! Oh, it's not too late. The ghosts, the future they foretold. Maybe I can still stop it. You there, boy! What day is it?
It's the day that you make another Mr. Mat Relic video, sir.
What? Really? I just did that like last week. Ugh. Ahoy, Briscoes and Pattersons. It's your old pal, Mr. Mat Relic here, with a tale of intrigue and horror. You see, last night, an undigested piece of cheese told me I was going to be visited by 3 ghosts. And so it came to pass. The first ghost was the ghost of Mat Relic's past. Looked a lot like the lead singer of the New York Dolls. The second ghost was the ghost of Mat Relic's present. And it looked a lot like me, but in a skirt. But like, really rocking that skirt. Because like, I've got Hank Hill ass. Skirts just fall right off me. Like, she was killing it in that skirt. I mean, you know, waist up, hairy beardo with iron on VHS t-shirt. But just killing with that skirt. And then the third ghost was the ghost of Mat Relic's future. Big tall skeleton guy, didn't talk much. Look, you know what I'm doing here. Please don't make me be clever all the time. Okay, so the first ghost told me that we were going to go back and like witness the past, but we wouldn't be able to interact with it. Turns out that just involves looking at a couple of websites, Googling a few things, and asking some open-ended questions on my social media. Which I'm like, thanks, I didn't really need a ghost for that. So what we found out, me and this weird cab driver ghost, is that the very first Mat Relic to come out came out in the year 2000. It was from the company Comic Images. It was from the set No Mercy, and it was from the subset Pieces of the Ring. It was P1, and it was a Mat Relic. One of the cool things about this set is the relics came on the back of the card, and then there was like a full picture on the front of the card. Man, I just wish I had a copy I could show to you. Ba-bam! That's right. I got one of these bad boys. First ever Mat Relic to come out. So after the exhaustive research of checking WrestlingTradingCards.com and Trading Card Database, which took like maybe 10 minutes, the Ghost and I figured out that this is the very first Mat Relic to ever come out. Now, as you can see, the front is a really cool picture of SummerSlam 1999. You can tell it's SummerSlam 1999 because of the SummerSlam logo up here. In the ring, we have Mr. Ass waiting for The Rock to get in the ring for the Kiss My Ass match from SummerSlam 1999. In the back here, we have absolutely no guarantee as to what event this is from, which is something that I, Mr. Mat Relic, will look for when picking up Mat Relics. It's not a deal breaker, but it's always good to know if it tells you what it's from. That's important to me, because Mat Relics, if you're playing the drinking game at home, get ready. Bring you back to that place and time, and not telling you what place and time you're being brought back to is, I think, a huge disadvantage. But this one, first one out there, so I'm super excited about it. The other ones in this set, are a couple of DX relics. I think it's like Road Dogg's hat and X-Pac's bandana, stuff like that. So this is really cool. Anyway, going back and looking at a video that Tony Vella did with Alan Gordon, I remember the name, which you can find either here or here, depending on where I end up putting it when I make this video. Doing a link to that video that they did on WCTV on their YouTube channel. That guy used to be the CEO, president, something, I don't know, it says in the title of the video, of Comic Images. And it really appears from watching that video that their kind of blasé attitude of when it came to print runs says that I don't know what this is from. Just don't. But still cool. That's important though, because Fleer would take over the license in 2001 and they would start putting out relics as well. They followed the same format as this set, where it would be a relic insert set that wouldn't just be Mat Relics. A lot of the time there were, like, for instance, the War Booty set, which was the first pack pullable Mat Relics that featured superstars, because this was the first one. The next ones were War Booty from the Raw's War set from 2001 Fleer. And I don't have any of those to show you, and that's not a ruse. They're just kind of expensive, and I haven't really shelled out the dough for them yet. A lot of classic Attitude Era superstars. So Fleer would continue the trend of mixing Mat Relics with other relics in their subset release. Fleer also did a really good job of saying what event that each Mat Relic was from. Then we get to Topps. Topps takes over in 2005. They start off really those were fine, but none of the big events, none of the things that you really kind of remember, just events. And they'd be only 3 of them in any given set. Around 2018, Topps started really ramping up their production of Mat Relics. They started almost just glutting their releases with them. And that really tracks with the popularity of patch relics across all other sports, and it transcended over into wrestling. Wrestling has this ready-made thing that the WWE seems to just be throwing away, and they could easily just chunk these into cards, so why not do that more? And more came out, and they were for bigger events and for smaller events, but mostly just pay-per-views and PLEs. Topps will lose the license in 2021. Really, in my opinion, the heyday of Mat Relics. That 2021 WWE set was insane with the number of Mat Relics that came with that thing. The last 2 sets that came out from Topps were Women's Division and Topps Finest. Topps Finest didn't have Mat Relics. Women's Division had the 2 square-inch Mat Relics, which I love so much. Generally as much as the 1 square-inch Mat Relics, but I get 2 square inches. Panini announces that they have the license to the WWE. All is cool. People are panicking. People are excited. Lots of speculation, lots of talking heads, lots of things going on. Like the day after Fanatics announces that they're buying the rights to the WWE back, just after Panini's thing is done. Panini's got 2022, 2023, and 2024, and I think it goes back to Topps / Fanatics in 2025. Panini's kind of been sucky with their Mat Relics. Some of the impeccable ones look really cool and tell you what event they're from, but a lot of them don't tell you anything about the event they're from. And honestly, so they got Select does not look good in my opinion. It just doesn't look good, and with no guarantee of what event that's from. I don't have a lot of those in my collection just because they tend to go for a little bit more money, and I don't know why. I'm getting my first impeccable in the mail tomorrow, an autograph Rick Boogs. I don't know if it says whether or not it's from a specific event. I'm led to believe it doesn't. Immaculates, like I said, are really cool. 6, mostly just the Mat Relic itself. Nothing really around the edges. Pretty clean. I like those. But not saying what anything's from really detracts from the draw of Mat Relics, I think. And I think it's a big misunderstanding by Panini and what wrestling fans want. So that's all really the second ghost that I talked about. On to the third ghost. Why am I doing this with my head? So the third ghost that I mostly just sat around and watched talking heads speculate about what could be coming up. And there's a lot of different takes out there on the future of wrestling cards. And the future of Mat Relics, no duh, depends on the future of wrestling trading cards. I am not a prognosticator. This big skeleton dude wasn't talking. I'm only led to speculate. But one thing I did find is in this article, I'm going to flash it up on the screen because I took a screenshot and then forgot where I read it. But I was reading this article from about a year ago that was talking about stuff the Fanatics was wanting to do with their license, which really gave me hope. They're talking about event-specific, event-specific cards that you can order on demand online. And that's really all the article says. This is the part I have highlighted. It's really all the article says. But it leads me to believe that there is a very good chance that they are going to start making Mat Relics on demand. Like, I think that Topps doing on-demand stuff is going to have people better access to the memories that drive them to collect. For instance, Mat Relics. So let's just throw a random instance out there. Seth Rollins is currently open defending his world champion title. Let's say out of nowhere, Braun Breaker shows up and he's like, I'm Braun Breaker. I don't know what Braun Breaker sounds like. I don't watch NXT. But he's like, I'm Braun Breaker and I'm gonna be the world champion. And then he beats Seth Rollins and then goes on to be the next Roman Reigns. You're gonna want that random Raw that happened on Mat Relic, and hopefully you'll be able to go to Fanatics or Topps website and just be like, made to order, just like they used to do with Topps Now. I think Topps Now was the set, just like Panini does with Panini Instant, and just like Upper Deck does with whatever Upper Deck's doing with AEW. I think those are really cool, and I think that the promise of something like that really will bring a lot more people in, because let's face it, like, not everybody has Peacock, and some people just watch Fox, some people just watch USA. I watch it on the Peacock, but not everybody has that, so that's an important thing to remember. I've been Mr. Mat Relic, and I still have not figured out a way to sign off. Merry Christmas.